My last name is Lee, Bruce Lee. I was born in San Francisco in 1940. I'm 24 right now.
Bruce Lee, the master of martial arts and one of the most iconic figures in fighting history. But could Bruce Lee, with his unparalleled speed, philosophy, and technique, compete with the world's best UFC fighters today? Let's find out. Bruce Lee wasn't just a movie star. He was a visionary in martial arts, creating Jeet Kune Do, a philosophy that emphasized fluidity, adaptability, and the art of fighting without fighting.
Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
The eyes, you would use fingers. Don't worry. I will to the eyes, or straight at the face, from the waist, everything on.
His speed was legendary, and his ability to read an opponent's movements made him a dangerous fighter. But how does this philosophy translate to the octagon? Mixed martial arts, or MMA, combines striking, grappling, and submission techniques. Fighters in the UFC train across multiple disciplines: Muay Thai, wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and more.
Round one with a throw and scores some points. He lands the right hand. Holloway walks through him and it's nothing. Aerial shots. Caught him with a spinning back kick. He's hurt.
Would Bruce Lee, trained primarily in stand-up, be able to keep up with these athletes who specialize in multiple forms of combat? Let's break it down. First, Bruce's strengths. His speed and striking accuracy were ahead of his time. In a pure stand-up battle, many UFC fighters might struggle to match his technique and precision.
Be more peaceful, like Jim.
Did it achieve that this time with you? Did you?
The eyes, you would use fingers.
However, the UFC isn't just about striking. Wrestling and grappling play a huge role in modern MMA. Fighters like Khabib use these skills to dominate their opponents, taking them to the ground and controlling the fight.
Especially if he pulls the head. Pulling the head like this, yup, Trujillo rolled over. This could be it. Nurmagomedov right back on him like a dog.
Would Bruce's lack of formal grappling experience be a weakness? Possibly. But Bruce was also known for constantly evolving and adapting his training.
Right, he's gonna break his arm. He's gonna break his arm. It is all over.
Here's the interesting part. Bruce Lee was an innovator. He constantly sought out new techniques and was an early advocate for cross-training in martial arts. If Bruce were alive today, he'd likely adapt to modern MMA, learning BJJ, wrestling, and refining his existing techniques. Imagine Bruce training alongside modern UFC fighters, sharpening his already legendary skills.
Bruce Lee kick, you don't shut your eyes, because when you shut your eyes, you cannot see Bruce Lee kick. You know how fast?
Many UFC fighters, including Georges St-Pierre and Conor McGregor, have spoken about Bruce Lee's influence on their own training.
In my mind, this is Bruce Lee stuff.
I wouldn't say I recall the first time, but I remember as a kid, you know, those old box TVs, watching him. Now, I didn't know what it was back then. I was just like, this is cool. This guy's just fighting and everyone up. I think it was Fist of Fury, if I believe. That's the movie where he was just like messing dudes up and But yeah, it was intriguing. When he blew up worldwide. He influenced a whole generation into learning martial arts and showed them a different way almost.
Out there growing up, who their inspiration was, everybody says Bruce Lee. You know, the Gracies were founding fathers of the actual UFC, but I think the sport of mixed martial arts was started by Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee's movies, Bruce Lee's philosophies, just Bruce Lee's image alone is very powerful.
Bruce Lee may not have trained in every MMA discipline, but his adaptability, vision, and natural athleticism would likely make him a dangerous competitor, even by today's standards. So, could Bruce Lee beat UFC fighters if he were alive today? It's impossible to say for sure. But one thing's for certain, his legacy and influence are unmatched, and the UFC wouldn't be the same without him. What do you think? Would Bruce Lee dominate the octagon? Or would modern UFC fighters be too much to handle? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.